The Bible tells us in all of our getting to get understanding. And recently, I've come across some content and I've had some conversations that have really led me back to really diving into and unpacking for myself the importance of understanding and perhaps why the Bible talks about the importance of understanding, getting understanding above everything else. Listen, if you are at a space, in a place in your personal life where you are frustrated, stuck, not having a sense of direction, not being able to make a decision, um, maybe you're feeling like you're about to give up, feeling like life is just getting a little bit too hard. Today, I want to share something that I believe is maybe not the end all do all, but it's certainly transformational. It's certainly life changing. And it has been such a blessing to my life because I know what it feels like and what it means to be on the side of I hate myself. I hate my life. I hate how life is going. I don't have very much hope for my future. I know what that life is like, and I know what the other side of life is like. To learn to love myself, to accept myself, to appreciate myself, to value myself, to see my worth in the world, and to be able to become a leader, to become a father, a husband, to become a pastor, to become a podcaster, to become a personal trainer, a keynote speaker, to become a corporate trainer, to become someone of value in the world. I know what it means to be a published author. I know what it means to go from not wanting to be here to being a contributor, to not even wanting to live, to being someone who wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, just loving life in and of itself. And so I just shared that because I am the proof, right? My company, I am the possible. I'm learning what it means to also stand in the truth that I am the proof. I am the possible, I'm the proof, and you can be the proof as well. And so today I want to share with you if you are feeling hopeless, down, stuck, it's like nothing's moving, nothing's happening. I want to share something with you that I believe is foundational to your progress. It's foundational to you moving forward. Okay. And so stick with me. I just want to share for just a few moments. I won't take up a lot of your time, but just a few moments, something that I believe is going to be such a blessing and such an encouragement to you and such a edifying piece of information. Okay. So the first thing that I wanted to share, I was watching a YouTube video the other day. One of the world's greatest boxers was having a conversation with a group of individuals, and he was talking about his gift of boxing. And they were asking him a question about, hey, when did you know that you were special? When did you know that you were going to do something big in this world? He says, I knew that I was going to do something big once I understood my gift. I knew I had something. I didn't know what it was at first. I just knew I had something. He says, but when I got a trainer and I got a coach and I began, going to the Olympics and I began to go through all of the various steps to becoming a professional boxer, he says, during that process, I understood, I learned to understand my gift. And he says that it was when I understood what I had, I became dangerous. I became powerful. My confidence went through the roof. It was at the point that I understood that I began to really own everything God had blessed me with. I was having a conversation with my wife the other day. Well, actually, it was actually this morning. I'm sorry, not the other day, but it was this morning. And I don't have a huge grasp, which was actually to her point, right? But I don't have a huge grasp on this topic. But we were talking about the census. I don't know if you've ever been a part of that, where in your particular city or town, it comes around, I don't know, every 5 or 10 years or so, where the local government sends out this paperwork, and basically you fill it out. You give your name. I don't know if it's your address, your ethnicity, your age, but you submit some information, and you are to send it back to the government, and they are to collect it. Well, many people that we know personally, right? Myself being one of them, sometimes we don't feel that stuff out. And a lot of times we don't fill it out because we don't understand it. We don't know why we need to fill it out. Sometimes people just take the attitude of, oh, you're just trying to get more information from me. Oh, you're just trying to be in my business. Well, my wife was breaking down what the census purpose is and how it connects to budgeting for that particular city, and how if you understood the entire process, you would be much more likely to fill that information out. They're not against you. They're not trying to get your information. What they're trying to do is gather information so that they can submit that to the larger government, so that your city and your the various groups within your city can get the funding that it needs to support you, because by you submitting your information, they can take account for who you are, and they can take an account for what's necessary for that given town. That was just like a quick high level overview, right? And whether you believe in that or not, my point is this: many of us don't participate in certain things because we don't understand them. If we knew the value of a thing, we would be more invested. We would be more likely to get involved. And so, again, stick with me. This is all going somewhere, okay? Again, the Bible tells us in all of our getting, get understanding. That's major emphasis. Like, if you don't do nothing else, man, get an understanding. Why does the Bible keep pressing on getting an understanding? Well, today I want to share with you something that I think will turn your world around. Okay. I don't know if you guys have ever heard my testimony, but in 2001, all right, just relocating here from the Midwest out here to the West Coast, I joined a church, Pasadena Church, right? Shout out to my Pasadena Church fam, right? Anyone watching or listening right now, shout out to you. Pasadena Church, the church with no limit. Shout out to our head coach, senior pastor Kerwin L. Manning and Madeline D. Manning, our senior leadership there. Shout out to you guys. Much love and respect. And so we relocated from the Midwest, and I was given an opportunity to share a 15-minute message on the life of Jesus, right? Long story short, no seminary, no background, never taught, never preached anything like that. But I shared this 15-minute message with this group of guys down in our fellowship hall. And when I was done sharing this message, I was going back and I was putting up my laptop and putting up my books and everything. And Pastor Eric Brown, okay, since then he's gone on to be with the Lord. But that man walked up to me. He put a hand on my shoulder. He looked me dead in my eye, and he said, "Treveal, you are a teacher." 5 words that would forever change my life. He said, "Treveal, you are a teacher." And he smiled at me. And that's all I can remember. He sowed a seed of discovery, a discovery of my, not only my worth, my value, my position, my contribution, my spiritual gifting, but what I want to talk about today. He sowed a seed of discovery as it concerns something called the self concept. The self concept. Guys, the self concept is so important. Here, let me just share something that I kind of drafted up here. The self concept. Hopefully, you guys can see this. The self concept, what it is by definition, is basically a collection of the beliefs, the perceptions, the imaging that you have of yourself. Is what you believe yourself to be, is who you believe yourself to be. It's the way that you look at yourself, right? Is literally a concept, just like you see nowadays with all this AI, right? This, concept car. It's like a model. It's an idea. It's an image of a given thing. And you and I, we have a self concept. You have a self concept, whether you're conscious of it or not. It's there and it's been constructed. And I'm going to go into something in just a moment to kind of show the contrast between what I call the concept that was constructed by trauma and the concept constructed by what I call the truth. Okay. But I wanted to give some value. The self concept is controlling some major parts of your life. Number one, your attitude is controlling your attitude toward life, God, other people, your job, your career, your future. Number two, it's controlling your approach to life. If you're half doing it, if you're going all in, if you're timid, if you're hesitant, if you're inconsistent, it's controlling your approach to life and to the things that you're doing in life. And then lastly, it's affecting and it's influencing your actions, whether or not you actually take an action. Because some of us, we start and we stop. Some of us just never get going at all. And so again, I made this to speak to the person that feels stuck, the person that feels inconsistent, the person that feels like giving up, the person that feels like life is cheating them and robbing them, like you just can't get a leg up, like you just can't move forward. You take two steps forward, you take, two steps back. I can almost promise you, that your self-concept is playing a major role in your attitude, in your approach, and the actions that you are taking. These three things ultimately contribute to how far you go in life. Guys, I come from a background, and I won't go extensively um, into that background, but I come from a background where the environments that I lived in and the experiences that I had led to me constructing a self concept based on trauma, traumatic environments, traumatic experiences. In my life, I had a lot of abuse, sexual abuse, mental, emotional abuse, physical abuse. I saw so much pain, suffering, drama, trauma. I saw so much. I felt and experienced so much in my life. So many things that were done to me, so many things that were said to me that made me feel worthless. That's why I opened up with, I know what it means to be on the other side of not caring very much about my life. I even once wrote somewhere, I forgot where I posted it, but I said, listen, man, I preach self-value because I know what it means to not have any. I know what it means to not have any self-value. That's why I preach it so hard. That's why I go so hard on this self-worth thing. That's why I believe God's called me to become a self-worth specialist, because the more you understand your concept, the more you can understand the process of going from where you are to where you actually want to be. And so my background had me trained up in trauma. So my concept was constructed based upon traumatic experiences and environments that led to a very limited life. When Eric told me, Treveal, you are a teacher, he called out a gift in me. He saw something that God had deposited in me. That's what a leader does. Looks inside of a person, acknowledges, and has the fortitude and has the fearlessness to look a person in the eye and say, hey, man, this is what I see in you, right? Leaders call forth, right? I train leaders. Leaders call forth that which God has deposited in an individual. So therefore, that person can then begin to take that information and, going back to our word, understand themselves a little better. And that's what introduces true empowerment. I had a gift of teaching and a gift of educating, but I didn't know it. Eric saw it, called it out, and sent me on a 20-year journey. 25-year journey. That was 2001. This is 2026. I've been doing this thing for 25 years. I've been teaching for 25 years in every capacity known, right? I started the video off telling you, giving you my resume of all the different ways that I've become a teacher. Guys, I am the proof. I'm the proof that what I'm saying works, because I went from a traumatic concept to a truth concept. I went from trauma to truth, because when I gave my life to Christ, when I gave my life to God, when I got hooked up with the Creator, He put people like Eric in my life, people like Pastor Kerwin in my life, people like Dwayne Cantrell in my life, people like Rudy Carrasco in my life, people like Herlin Redmond in my life, people like Damon Lee in my life, people like Brad Arnold in my life. These are men, and men. There's certainly been some women too, but some men, some brothers that have spoken into my life, that have shown me what I was. And my concept kept getting better and better and better and better. Not that my life was perfect, but I kept overcoming. I kept overcoming by the grace of God and by the concept trained in truth. My life didn't become perfect after Christ. My life didn't become perfect after Eric shared what he shared, but I became resilient, man. I became resourceful, man. I became dug into the fact that, okay, some things I don't know, but I can learn. Why? Because I had, and I'm going to share with you my signature framework right now, and then I'm going to give you some things that you can take action on, and then I'm going to be done. My signature concept, or my signature framework, is that concepts lead to conversations, conversations lead to capacity, capacity leads to change. Again, who I'm speaking to: the person that's stuck, frustrated, feeling like giving up, feeling like quitting. Life is cheating you. Life is holding you down. Life is holding you back. If you begin to train your concept to align with the person you desire to be, I'm going to show you how. More so, aligned with the person you already are. You just haven't been made aware of it. Just like Eric helped me to become aware of what I actually was and who I actually was, and I began to take action on that. I'm just doing for you what Eric did for me. That's all he did, was share some information. All he did was shine some light in a dark place. And then I ran with it, and it's going to be your responsibility to now run with it, right? All I can do is share it. Right? Where they say you can lead a horse to water, can't make them drink, right? None of you are horses, by no means. I say that not in a disrespectful manner, but you get the idea. All I can do is share, give you the blueprint, stand up and be the example, be the proof. But then you got to take it and you got to run with it. So here's my framework, man. CCCC, 4 C's, okay? The concept, self-concept. You improve your concept, you then improve your conversation. What that is that internal dialogue. Some people call it self-talk. The way that you speak to yourself. The concept is what you see in yourself, right? The conversation is what you say to yourself. That then leads to the capacity, right, that you are able to have within yourself to bring about the change that you desire. Because it's a capacity issue. It's a capacity issue. Right now, you've got fear and doubt and worry and stress and overwhelm and the old trauma that's built up in your body, built up in your nervous system. All of that stuff is weighing you down, man. All of that stuff is creating these cognitive patterns and these behavioral patterns, man, where you start and you stop, and you just feel all stuck, and then you beat yourself up worse because the only information that you have is the information that came from those environments and those experiences that were traumatic. I speak to this because I've lived it. I know it to be true. So how do you break free from this? How do you break free? How do you begin to craft a new concept that's going to lead to you having a new conversation with yourself? Because you can talk yourself into or out of anything. That's why self-talk and the internal dialogue is so critical. But you begin changing that conversation by changing your concept, right? because the better you can see yourself, the better you can say things to yourself, right? So then that leads to your, capacity. Okay. And so you craft that new concept, you craft that new conversation, and then you craft the new capacity, and then you can become consistent in the habits and the actions, right? New attitudes, you're going to craft new attitudes, right? A new approach. You're going to be consistent in your attitudes, consistent in your approach, consistent in your actions. And what does that lead to? That's going to lead to the change. Yeah, buddy, that's going to lead to the change that you've been looking for. So, as I wrap this up, I've got 5 assessments. There's tons of assessments out there in the world, but I got 5, the 5 that have impacted my life. I'm not going to just share with you something that I ain't ever done before, ain't never seen before, don't know nothing about. I'm going to share with you the 5 that have blessed my life, that I've used. You feel me? That I've used personally, that I've got results for. Okay. Most of them are absolutely free. And I think like 1 or 2 of them are like $25 or something like that. But this is a investment in you. The money don't come to me. You can choose to take them or not take them. My job is to give you the information. So right now I'm live. Okay. As I'm recording this, I'm supposed to be live. All right. If I'm not live, then that's fine. I'm gonna just post a recording, but I'm supposed to be live streaming right now. So that means that there are no links right now in the description. There's no links there. When I'm done recording, I'm going to go back on the various platforms that I'm live on, and I'm going to fill out the description of the video, and I'm going to provide you the link. Okay, I'm going to provide you the link to the assessments. All right, take that and begin to construct a new concept so you can have new conversations, so you can build the capacity to be consistent enough to bring about the change that you desire in your life. I believe in this. I believe in this. And I believe that the world needs what I'm sharing, because we are in a world where they're promoting more products, more pills, more solutions that look like anything and everything outside of you. And my conviction is, you already got it. It's already within you. You are it. You are the proof. It's already there. You just have to discover what God already gave you. This is not about acquiring more. This is about becoming aware of what you already got. As I like to say, if you want to level up, level down, right? Before you level up, level down. Not 10 steps to, no, 10 steps inward, discover you, right? We talk about right on the podcast, right? The perspectives, right? Looking into you, discovering you. The greatest form of self-development is what? Self-discovery. The greatest form of self-development, I'm going to say it again, is self-discovery. Looking within, seeing within, understanding what you already have. Understanding that you have a concept and you can change that concept. Understanding what is leading to your attitude, your approach, and the actions that you ultimately take. All right, that's it. Anything beyond that, I'm gonna just start preaching. Get full of the ghost and get the going. So anyway, man, I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all. I believe in y'all. And please take action today. Click the links in the description that I provide for you guys and start building up a new concept. I'm going to also have a link there if you need or want one-on-one coaching. Sometimes we need partnership. We need someone to hold us accountable. We need someone to work with us. I do that. Okay. I am a certified coach. I didn't even mention that earlier. I'm a certified life coach. All right. Performance coach. So I do the coaching thing. If you're someone out there watching, listening, and you want to bring someone in to do some training for your leaders, bring some training in for your staff, right? You like what I've been sharing, and you want more of this, right? I have full courses, right? Workshops built on these things where I can come in with some real innovative, interactive things, man, and help build up your staff's concept so they can have better conversations, so they can have greater capacity. You feel me? So that they can be more consistent and create the kind of change first within themselves, then with others, and then the overall culture. All right. So I can do that for you. So I'm going to provide the links for that as well. find me, link up with me. Let's do this thing. Um, yeah, that's it, man. All right. Love you guys. Pray for you guys. Believing in you guys. This is Treveal C.W. Lynch, Mr. What? And I am telling you, man, when you can relate better, you can create better. All right. The better we can relate with ourselves, the better we can create for ourselves. And most importantly, those around us. All right. That's what I stand for. That's what I is. That's what I do. That's what I be. All right. I am the possible, baby. I am the proof. Let's get it. All right. Love you guys, man. I'm out.